Okay, we're back, and we saw you in that movie. Tell us a bit about it. Although I know that I want to hear more about Wives on Strike, the Revolution. So, what was happening in that movie?
Well, Anchor Baby, that's what it's called. It's one of my best movies to date in terms of being an actor. It was one of those roles where you actually really connect with the character. So the character's name was Joyce. She and her husband were in America as illegal immigrants, and they had a baby so they could stay in the society. So that's what they call it, Anchor Baby. So it's the baby's like an anchor, yeah, for you to live in that. So they got pregnant to have a baby to stay, but the husband was caught and deported before she had the baby. And then so the movie is really all about her struggle, because she had to stay in America and have the baby by herself, her struggle and everything she went through. It has a bit of a sad ending, but it's such an intense story, you know. Shooting that movie, I actually became Joyce at a point. I couldn't draw the lines. It was crazy. Like, I would have some scenes the next day, like some really intense scenes, and I won't be able to sleep the night before. I was just so miserable because I'm thinking this is going to happen tomorrow and I can't stop it. Wow. it's weird.
So you can be that intense.
I had no idea it could be that way until I made this film. That was when I realized there's a reason why Americans have psychologists for their actors. Because then the director had to play that role for me, because there were times where we would do scenes and he said cuts, the scene is over and I can't stop crying. And I just cannot get myself out of it. You know, so he has to talk me through it and try to get me out and be like, okay, it's okay. You're not Joyce. It's fine. It's ridiculous.
Wow. So let's talk about Wives on Strike. There was the Wives on Strike, and then there is
Wives on Strike 2. That's Wives on Strike, the Revolution.
Okay, so what's that story about?
The Revolution or the first one?
Okay. Of course, the Revolution. The
Revolution is in cinema now. Okay, so of course, you know, in the first Wives on Strike, which was released in 2016, it was a group of market women who came together to fight the marrying off of an underage girl. So it's a hilarious film. It's very, very funny, but it has a very serious message, which is fighting against child brides or underage marriage. Now, the same group of market women, joined by many more, have come together to fight domestic violence. I dare say this one is even funnier than the first one, because we have some new characters who are just hilarious, but the message is even stronger in this one. You know, so the movie has been in the cinema since the 29th of December, and the buzz has been crazy. The testimonies from this film, like, I've made films. This is my 5th film as a director, as a filmmaker. I have not. This is just 1 week plus since the movie's been released, and I don't think I've gotten that much intense feedback from any of my films.
So what was that? Yes, this is addressing domestic violence. So why did that come to your mind?
So when I thought about making a sequel to Wives on Strike, I thought to myself, I wanted to address something that was really, really serious in society. And we all know that last year, domestic violence was at the fore. So many women came out finally to say, this has been happening to me and I can't take it anymore. You know, I don't think domestic violence got more. I just think people spoke out more. It's always been there, you know, but women just take it and they don't say anything. And men, because some men are abused as well, you know. So, but last year, more people came out to say, this has been happening, I'm sick of it, I can't take it, I need help, you know. So a few people came out and cried for help. So this movie is addressing a lot of those issues, you know, saying to women, speak out. You know, it's not okay. There's no reason why you should be going through this. And even men who are going through it, there's no reason why you should be going through it. Help is available to you if you only can just speak out. You know, the movie also talks about the role of women in governance, because, you know, I'm a strong believer that there are not enough women in governance. The truth is, only women can understand really what we go through. So if we have more women in government, more women as decision makers, they will make decisions that will favor us.
And some people have said women are better managers anyway.
They are, though, because, you know, you give a woman some little money and she gives you this big pot of soup and you're wondering, really? I could have gone to the restaurant and just eaten one plate of soup.
True that.
You know what I mean?
You know I cook well, so.
I have to say cooking was your hobby.
Okay.
That was wild. That's
okay,
amazing.
so now actor, producer, no, actor, writer, producer, director. Which would you prefer?
Okay, it's a very tough question to answer. So let me just break it down. Let me not just pick one, but so I can break it down a little bit. I've always loved acting. I've been acting since I was a little girl, so it's my first love. Directing, I discovered. Well, I'm not even going to say I discovered it recently. I'm going to say I discovered it even as a teenager because I had to direct plays, even though I didn't know at the time that that's what I was doing. You know, so when I started acting again after my 10 years break, I started to write scripts again because I'd always written. So I started to write scripts again, and I would give it to, you know, producers to produce. And it would never quite turn out the way I had it in my head when I was writing. Because I always say to people that I write in pictures. As I'm writing, I'm seeing it's playing out. As I'm writing every word, every scene, every line, I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it, it's playing out. So when I finally see it, it's not what I had in my head, because no two directors will do one script the same way. So I thought to myself that if my scripts or my stories are going to have my DNA, then I have to direct them myself. There's just no way. Which is why I went to New York Film Academy and took a short course in digital filmmaking. So, you know what, I want some professional help so that I can do this. And so I absolutely love directing. I love directing actors. I love to mold. I love to say, you know what, can you do it this way? And they do it, and I see it, and it's like, yes.
We have to go, but see this one. Hold on, Omoni. When you're done with all of this, very shortly, what would you like to do? You're done with acting, directing, and all of that. You put that aside.
If you're ever done with it.
I will never be done with it.
Okay.
I'm going to do this all my life. I love it. It's what makes me happy.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. We've been speaking with Omoni Oboli, an actress. Oh, do you guys call yourselves actor?
Anyone. Yeah, I'm not really one of those people that will start fighting if it's actor or actress.
Script writer, you know, she's on our screen. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
And that's Sunrise this morning. Thank you for sharing about 3 hours of your time with us this morning. We are grateful, and we hope to do this next week. Indeed. I am Yomi Otaibe.
And I'm Nell Otaibe. Thank you for the comments sent in, the ones we could take and the ones we couldn't take. Thank you. We do appreciate you. And we do appreciate Omoni Oboli. She's the first artist of the week for the year 2018. Bigger things are yet to happen. God bless you. Have a good day. I'm Nell Otaibe.